an expert guide to a successful hot yoga practice. Are you struggling to get more flexible? You wish you were stronger, you had better balance so you could hold the positions. Or you started getting really good really fast, and all of a sudden you plateau, and now you're just stuck.
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
In this video, I want you to take advantage of my 43-year experience to get you to the next level, because you have to be practicing properly. Let me put you on track. These 3 expert guides, if you're implementing these 3 expert tips, I guarantee then you're doing the best possible thing you can to improve your practice. Number 1 is consistency. How much are you coming? Are you coming every day? How many days a week should you be practicing your hot yoga practice? 4 days a week should be a minimum. 5 is great. 6 is ideal. Don't like 7. Let's say you're going to do 4 days a week. Do them in a row. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Because if you do it every other day, you're always in catch-up. When I did my practice and I was doing 5-6 days a week, I would take, let's say, Sunday off. I come back on Monday. That was my tightest, stiffest day. Definitely wasn't near the flexibility they had on Friday or Saturday. So if you're taking every other day, you're always in catch-up. You're always in your Monday. We want to get you to your Friday and to your Saturday. We want you to build momentum by doing a consistent practice. So if you can only get 4 times a week, do them in a row. Now let's say it's still impossible for you to come 4, 5, 6 times a week to a yoga studio.
I just can't do it.
That's why I created the Barkan Method online membership. I put a link in the description down below. You get a 7-day free trial to see if you like it. You can do yoga a couple times at home. I also did a video recently on how to do hot yoga at home. Check it out after you watch this one. Come on the membership, then you have no excuse in getting your butt into a class every day. Many Bikram schools do a 30-day challenge, do 30 days in a row, and you get some kind of prize, and you see how it can spring-load your everyday practice. We never did that at my studio. We did 5 days a week for 2 months, transform your life. Or 40 classes in a 60-day period, because once again, I like taking that 1 day off. But let me tell you how powerful it is to do yoga 5 days in a row or 6 days in a row on a consistent basis. When people had a every other day practice, let's say 3 times a week, they would come on to the 5-day week challenge. They would improve more in the first 2 weeks than they did in the previous 6 months by coming every other day or coming 2-3 times a week. So coming 5-6 times a week is the first step in creating a successful hot yoga practice. Consistency is key. Before we continue on, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. You want to learn all about hot yoga tutorials, flows, factoids, hit the subscribe button and the like button right now. Another very important concept to be successful in your hot yoga practice is you must hydrate. In the Bikram world, they have the room sometimes 105 degrees, 60% humidity. I always like 98 to 100 because in Florida, our humidity is through the roof. However hot it is, it's hot. Therefore, you must hydrate, and you must hydrate properly. A company called Epic Water Filters recently asked me to review their product, and I did, and it's amazing. They have an advanced filtration system which goes high beyond many of the competitors, gets rid of all the contaminants in the water. It's really high end. They got this really cool wooden handle, put in your refrigerator. But when you want to go to yoga class, they have portable filter. The filter sits inside. Fill it up, put in your refrigerator, take it to your yoga class. You push here, this comes here, and you're off and running. And it tastes wonderful. That's the really cool thing. You know, when you taste really fresh water, really pure water, that's the feeling you get when you taste this Epic water filter. Now, you get a 15% discount. I put the link in the description below. You put in the coupon code Jimmy15 when you purchase the product, and you get 15% off. It's really great water. You must hydrate. Okay, you're coming 5 days a week. I mean, if you're really serious about the practice, it should be 5 days a week. 4, when I say 4 minimum, but if you're serious about taking your practice to the next level, make it 5 days a week. Do them in a row. Don't take the time off in between. If you're going to do 5 in a row, then 2 days off. 5 in a row, 2 days off. Or 6 is even better. 6 is ideal. But now you got a consistent practice. You have to be doing it properly. You have to be in the right position. When I started my practice with Bikram back in 1980, all Bikram did was correct. That's how I was brought up. I was brought up correcting my students, getting on the right track. I always talk about this in my videos. It's like the key that opens the door. The tumblers must fit in properly to get the intended release for that door to open. Otherwise, you're stuck. If you don't have access to a senior teacher, I can be your teacher on the online membership, even though I won't be correcting you directly, but you'll be able to hear my corrections to other students. But if you want to be corrected directly by me, you can enroll in the Barkan Method online teacher training program, send me videos of yourself practicing, and I can give you specific direct corrections to get you on the right track, to get that key to open the door, because you've got to be doing it properly. So find a senior teacher, find somebody that will help you get on that right track, and if you can't, I can definitely be your teacher. Love to have you join the family. You have a consistent practice. You're doing the posture properly. You're in the right alignment. And that's the other thing about alignment. There's an exact position for everyone at every level. From beginning to advanced, I can help you find that exact position that I guarantee to get you on that right track. But now, the third key and the third component which completes the whole process is you must put forth your best effort, holding the posture as long as you possibly can. You can set goals. You can have goals in mind. One goal could, let's say you can only hold standing head to knee for 20 seconds. Your goal would be 23 seconds. You have an internal clock. Or maybe you push a little timer. If you're doing yoga at home, you're doing on the membership, you have a timer at home, push the button. Teacher might not like you putting a timer on in a regular class, but if you push the timer, go to 23 seconds. You have an internal clock where that 23 seconds is 25 seconds. Give yourself a tangible goal so you can hold the posture the whole time. And my teacher training program with Bikram, we did 3, sometimes 4 classes a day. We never gave up. God forbid. Bikram would go out, make a phone call. Come back, you better be still holding that pose. So be tenacious in your practice. Now, if you're injured, that's another story. You got to understand to be mindful of any injury. That's a whole nother story. I'm talking about if you're healthy, strong, you're improving your practice, be tenacious, hold that position as long as you possibly can. Give yourself that tangible goal. I mean, if you only can hold standing head to knee for 20 seconds, 60 seconds is not possible. But you can go 25, 26. You can work your way up to 60 seconds. By the way, we used to hold standing head to knee in the advanced class in Fort Lauderdale for 2 minutes each side. But we didn't start that way. We built up our muscle, mental as well as physical. Put forth your best effort. All right, you're coming on a consistent basis. You're in the proper position and proper alignment. You're putting forth your best effort. Now, mentally, you have to understand where you are in your practice, what type of body type you are. Are your hips more flexible than the hamstrings? Are your hamstrings more flexible than your shoulders? I've told the story before. I had a student named Dennis who had very tight hamstrings, couldn't straighten his leg out standing head to knee. And he'd come to me and say, Jimmy, I'm so frustrated. I can't straighten my leg and standing head to knee. I can't get that leg out in front. But on the other side of that coin, Dennis had extremely flexible hips, and he can do a posture like 90-90 that we do in the Barkan classes, not in the Bikram class, which requires very flexible hips. I can never get close to what Dennis was doing in 90-90. So I say, Dennis, this is what is. You have to be patient. Where's your next level? And this is my equation that I've talked many times on the channel. I'll tell you it again. Here's the equation. Find your starting point in every pose, wherever that may be, without judgment. He's making the judgment that his hamstrings are tight. Therefore, that negative thought ripples into his physiology and actually slows down the progress. Say, okay, my hamstrings are a little bit on the tighter side. I'm going to find my next inch, if you're outside the United States, the next 2 centimeters, and then, or 2.54 centimeters, I just looked it up. And then your next goal is the next centimeter, the next inch. That's it. But you can't have the judgment. This is where I'm at. This is what is. Now I'm going to hold as long as I can, find the next centimeter, find the next inch. That's your goal. That's it. When you have that concept, you put that equation in place and you truly understand it, it's going to transform your practice. That I guarantee. So let's sum it up. Consistency. You really want to improve your practice. You really want to take it to the next level. 5 times a week is great. 6 is ideal. Don't like 7. Take 1 day off. Make sure you're in the right position. The key that unlocks the door, the tumblers must fit in properly. There's a proper position for everyone at every level. 3, put forth your best effort. I tell my students all the time, it's time to cowboy up. And then the last, most important equation, find your starting point in each pose without judgment, and then find the next inch, find the next centimeter. That's it. Put all those components together, and you're doing the best possible thing you can to improving your practice. Know that, understand that concept, and now it'll lead to a successful hot yoga practice, I guarantee. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. You want to learn all about hot yoga, tutorials, flows, factoids, hit the like and the subscribe button right now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.